Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, Mel. Thank you so much for having me here on your show today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's nice to see you. All right,
Same
so
here.
I want to ask you to briefly share with our viewers here. Tell us about your educational background and what is your current professional role today?
Sure. I did my bachelor's in chemical engineering, and after graduation, I worked with an environmental engineering consulting firm for like 3 years. And it was during those 3 years that I realized that I'm really interested to work in the field of water and wastewater treatment. And that's when I decided to do a master's. So I came here to the US. To do masters at University of Cincinnati and graduated, moved with an environmental engineering consulting firm in Miami, Florida. And now I made a shift. I'm working with Stantec as an environmental process engineer at the West Palm Beach office in Florida.
All right.
And it's not been a long since I make this shift, like roughly 3.5 months, but the journey so far has been amazing.
That's so wonderful to hear. Okay, so it wasn't that long ago that you're in the talent pool and you're looking for a job, and that's how we met. So tell us just a little bit about how you started to go about finding a new job, and in particular, tell us about how you were networking.
Yeah. So I graduated in 2019 and I was looking for a job. I did have a couple of interviews and then COVID hit. It was roughly the same period of time last year. And to tell you the truth, yeah, it was not an easy thing. Uh, all most of the companies, I wouldn't say all, most of the companies had frozen on hiring. So I was not sure how things were going to go ahead for me. Um, but I think I would consider myself fortunate and fortunate both to have been caught in that period of time, uh, because I really followed a lot of content on LinkedIn, some amazing career mentors, coaches, and like you said, that is the time we met, and I had a chance to understand the importance of networking, especially when you're looking for a job. I reached out to a lot of people in my field, that is like our field, water, wastewater, and around March to July, I had no interviews, literally no interviews. And I am very happy to say that I used that period very constructively to uh, uh, establish an extremely amazing network on LinkedIn, some amazing mentors like yourself. And to the viewers who are listening, I would also I'd like to tell the reason I approached Mel was because she was giving some really good feedback on how you should uh, edit how you should have your resumes, and how you should approach individuals on LinkedIn. And that's the time I thought that, if somebody is doing that, you should make use of it. And I spoke to her on phone and she gave me a very good feedback. I actually worked on it and I made corrections. I decided that I want to approach people in that way. And yeah, it was a roller coaster ride, a lot of applications, a lot of mails, some were not responded. But I think what is important is perseverance. I did that. Just looking for a job does not mean going on the on LinkedIn or on the company's portal and applying. There is a lot of things that need to be done along with it, like reaching out to the right person, uh, uh, establishing a good connection or connections in that company. And when I say connections, I don't mean like just hit the button connect and connect with people. It's really important to have some personalized message when you want to connect with someone, because it just makes the person feel that that person is not randomly anyone who keeps getting those connection requests. It is very important to, uh, like, I know all of us make mistakes. Even I did when I begin this, and I've learned out of it as I came through it. And that's why I would say it is very essential to have a good introduction about why you want to connect with that person. Something, if you have something in common, you should be able to put that across through your first message. And this will definitely make the person in front understand that you are a genuine person and the person would want to talk to you. And that is exactly what I did. I reached out to people. I don't even have a list of how many people I spoke to on phone. It's endless. And in this process, I have got some amazing mentors, some student mentors, like who helped me with some value validation projects that I did, and all this on LinkedIn. So I'm like, if LinkedIn gives us that opportunity, that medium, we should make use of it.
Well, and I would say that you did make really excellent use of LinkedIn. You got really good at it and you got really good at making connections. So tell me, tell our viewers a little bit about why you ended up reaching out to me again. And you did all the right things. So tell us about your deep professional passion and what prompted you to reach out to me once more.
So yeah, I reached out to Mel sometime, I think the last year November, and I moved to Miami for my previous job. And at that point of time, Mel has, to tell you all, Mel has always been in contact with me, checking on me how I was doing. So she's been very kind, and that's one. And she, the kind of advices that she's been given on LinkedIn and the direction that she's giving, I really like it. So in November, I thought of reaching out to her because I wanted to make a shift to the water and wastewater field, like a design, and wanted to get into more of engineering and design. And that's how I reached out to her, and I asked her that I think this is my passion and this is where I want to go sometime in my career. And how do you feel about this, and what would you recommend me when I should make that change and how I should go about this? And she was very frank and at the same time very supportive. And she told me that it may not be easy, Mohini, but if you really have identified what you want to do, you should do that. And uh, it was not long after that that Mel, I think, happened to be happened to be recommending me to someone, referring me to someone. And I got a call from that. Of course, it was Stantec. I got a call from that company. I had two interviews with them, and yeah, it hardly 15 to 20 days, and I was all through because they liked me, and I was more than happy with what they were offering. The and to me, I think the most important and the critical thing was the type of job. It is just exactly what I wanted to do, like a design kind of a job where I put the drawings together, the specifications together. um, I wanted to have a very interactive kind of an atmosphere where, I am coordinating between interdisciplinary teams with interdisciplinary engineers, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I think at the end of the day, what makes me happy is delivering whatever I'm delivering to uh, my peers, like my internal clients and external clients, in time. So and in the best of the possible manners. So I think I get to do that here, and this just gives me the zeal to start a fresh day.
That's
The next, yeah.
That's so exciting. So you're getting to do what you want in the field that you want. And what I want to highlight for our viewers here is that Mohini had done all the right things to lay the groundwork for this situation. So she had put forth effort to build a relationship with me over time so that I felt like I knew her. I felt like she was somebody that I could recommend. And so the language that I want to use here around that is she had built up enough sort of relationship capital with me that I felt like I could put my influence, however small, behind her. And so when she called me that day, I did try to be honest and say, you know, just like you said, Mohini, that it could be hard, but if it's really your passion, then yeah, you have to go after it. And then what happened was a couple days later, I saw that Mohini's now boss was looking for a young engineer to hire, and that allowed me to make the referral. But if Mohini hadn't been actively doing that work to continue the relationship with me, I might not have made the connection in that moment that, hey, he's looking for someone, and hey, Mohini's in that area. So that continuity of investing in the relationships is so important, and you just did it right, Mohini. You did it all right. You did a great job, and I'm so pleased that you're in this role now that you love and enjoy, and you're getting to do what you want. It's very exciting.
Thank you so much.
All right, so tell us a little bit more about what you're doing. What are you working on now, and what are you really enjoying?
I'm working on water treatment projects as well as wastewater treatment projects. And just like I had always pictured my job to be, it is like putting the designs together, putting the technical specifications together, taking care of the client deadlines, ensuring that we are putting in the best as a team, coordinating with multidisciplinary engineers. Uh, it just feels good to have all that work together and get that outcome to your client. So most of our clients are municipal clients, and I've been involved with some now, and I'm really liking the way I've been given the accountability and the chance to present myself, and the exposure. Uh, like like I said, my current boss and my team, they are all amazing, very supportive and understanding. So yeah, I'm loving it.
That's great. Okay, so let's talk a little bit for our viewers right now. There's lots of people that are struggling looking for a job. Particularly, my heart goes out to the young engineers who are, you know, coming out of school in the midst of the pandemic and having to try to find work. So, what's your advice, Mohini, to them? What are some words of wisdom that you might want to share to those folks?
I would say that uh, perseverance. That's the best advice that I would want to give them. Keep trying. Don't get dejected by failures, because this is a process where you often get rejections. It's different for everyone. I got many. It was not an easy time, but it is more important to keep putting in your efforts and working hard towards it. Number two, like I said, use LinkedIn to your full use. I mean, to the maximum possible level. Make yourself visible. Engage in conversations, through comments. Reach out to people, talk to them. And talk to them doesn't mean just that would you refer me, because that will not take you a long way. It is more essential and important that you actually establish a rapport with them, and that is only possible when you talk to them. They should be able to relate to you. Only then I feel they can go out of their way to help you. So I think that is another important thing. And yeah, updating the LinkedIn profile, applying through the normal process. That's what everybody does. But yeah, there is no shortcut. You have to work hard. And trust me, I can say that from my experiences. I have made those connections, and I came all this way, and I still have people reaching out and asking me, how are you doing at Stantec? Is that fine? Are you doing good? Are you happy? They keep on checking on me, just like Mel did. So guys, I just want to say one thing. Our industry is amazing, the water and wastewater industry. I'm blessed to have some amazing mentors here, uh, and they have helped me a lot. This particular last year has probably not been the best because of whatever was happening and because I was in the job search phase, but it definitely gave me a lot of good mentors who are willing to help a lot. So make use of that. And the other one thing that I want to add is, uh, now that I'm working like a 40-hour full time, I'm doing a 40-hour full time job, I know how difficult it is to get out from those project deadlines and the usual day to day work that you have and make time for somebody who is looking for a job. And I so appreciate all those people who have made time for me. If they're viewing this, then that's my big I cannot go and list all the names, but that's like a big thank you from me to them.
Oh, Mohini, that's so sweet. And you gave such fantastic advice there. I couldn't say it better myself. And of course, I like to make content around this to help young engineers. And, even if you're not in the water or wastewater space, there are lots of engineers out there who want to help folks like you, folks who are watching this. And it just takes a human kind approach to begin engaging and cultivating relationships with people so that you've got great mentors like Mohini described.
Sure.
So I want to say thank you again, Mohini, for joining me today and sharing your story. And we're so happy for you that you landed in this spot. And I know that your career is just going to go to wonderful places. And we're so glad that we have an engineer like you contributing in the water space.
Thank you so much, Mel, for having me on this show and for giving me the chance to talk to the young engineers who are in the same pool looking for a job. I just hope it's helpful for them.
I'm sure it will be.